Hi coaches, Derek here. In this edition of The Breakdown, I'm going to explore how coaches can figure out where the boundaries are between their athletes' comfort zone and their learning zone. Now, players won't change unless they're challenged, but too often I see coaches working in their athletes' comfort zones. I do a lot of work in basketball, and one of the big issues I have with individual workouts is that they don't push players. They use a lot of blocked skill work with very little decision making and a high number of repetitions. Now, this is great for building confidence, but not so great for building skills. And one of the big reasons that coaches spend so much time working in this comfort zone is that not only is it easy for the players, but it's also easy for the coaches. It's pretty easy for them to develop this type of practice, and because of the quantity of work that they're doing, feel like they've done a good job. But at the end of the day, if you want to get the most out of your time, you need to develop challenging practices. And the first place to start is to figure out what makes your athletes uncomfortable or challenges their skills. So how do we do that? Coaches have a few tools at their disposal. The first is the game or competition. I always like to use the competition to inform practice. What aspects of competition challenge your players' skills and make them uncomfortable? Where does performance fall down or skill break down? Once you've figured that out, you can use that information to set the appropriate level of challenge. The second tool is if you don't have access to information from competition, then you can set up a series of practice activities that progressively overloads the skill. You could start at something that's very isolated and move to more complex scenarios and see where things start to break down. Number 3, throw curveballs at your athletes and see how they respond. Turn off music during a routine. Get the athletes to practice with somebody else's equipment, whatever. Are they able to adapt their skills to meet the challenge? If not, then this is a great piece of information for you to use to design future training practices. Lastly, ask your players. They'll tell you if what you're doing is too easy or too hard. Tap into their expertise and take away the guesswork. Once you're armed with this data, you can start to design practices that get them comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's it for this edition of The Breakdown. If you want to learn more, go to www.derekpanchuk.com and subscribe. Thanks, coaches, and keep growing.